When I saw my art, I'm gonna tell you this. I literally wanted to slap somebody. So I just got home. It's 2:25. Let's get situated first. I think my hair is a little puffy, but it's okay. So this is how down bad I am right now, because I stopped at 7-Eleven at midnight to get a 5% alcoholic drink. Who does that? Actually, let me take a sip. I just want to feel the pain. I just want to feel the pain. No, for real, it's kind of strong. This is 5%. I have leftover nonsense. This is literally nonsense. Tastes disgusting. But when you're down bad, when you hit rock bottom, you just don't give a damn about nothing. Let's just start off with the more positive note of this, okay? I got to participate in an art gallery. That's the first. Cool. Second, I love the fact that I'm able to showcase my artistic ways in my platform in the sense of different varieties. So for me, it was not only a canvas, or it wasn't just a painting that you could just have as home decor or something to look at. It was very intentional, and it came out to be a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. But aside from that, I was able to not only showcase this with colors and objects, but also with words and visuals, which is my videography and my poetry. That kind of showcase my work ethic, right? As a creator, the fact that you have something in your mind and you're able to see it already, how played out and how detailed it is in your head, is something that is such an embracement. So to me, having that and able to showcase that fully on my personal platform with my videography and whatnot, it was an accomplishment. I was very satisfied. I was very content. I was very like, yeah, like that's my work. So having this 2 weeks to prep, to look for the setup, which is the items, the black flowers, to the petals on the floor, to the background, to the lights, to the wardrobe, to the hair, to memorizing a poem, to putting words together. That is all development. That is all little bricks of stones that you built to your craft, you know? So for me, it's time consuming, and it's very, like I said, it's intentional. It's something that you pride yourself in, because you are building something from nothing. You're building something from your head. And no one else sees that and understands that until you bring it to life and are able to showcase that through items, through things that are visually to people, because it starts from nothing. It starts from a thought inside your own personal head. So I'm very detailed and precise, and when it comes to like editing a video, I take the longest. I'll edit and then stop and then come back to it and then change a lot of things, and then you kind of like start getting caught up and you're just like, oh my god, like I just want to start all over, I don't like it. But that's all enjoyment for me. Like as a creator, I love it. I love it. I want to change one thing about it. I will stay up and wake up and run into 2 hours of sleep based on the fact that I know it's gonna come to how it's supposed to be. And then the most toughest thing is when it doesn't play out how you see it in your head, but you still have something to work from. So it's a lot as a creator. It's just a lot. And this is kind of like behind the scenes of what people don't see. And sometimes you as a developer, like you don't speak on what you think until it's projected, because it could change at any moment. And you don't want to speak too soon because you don't know if that's going to be a for sure outcome of your work. So it's not about jinxing ourselves. I think it's just more of being like in the creative flow and let that take place. This was my first art gallery. The fact that it's my first and it got approved, I was just all in like, ah! So I didn't really ask questions, which is one thing I learned. I should have asked more questions. Second thing, when I used to do open mics, I would go to the destinations first and see what the environment was, how people interact, just to see what I'm getting myself into. This time around, I didn't do that. I kind of just went by gut. Like I just was like, okay, this is happening. Cool, let me just try it this way for one time. And that's something different, so I can't complain about what it taught me. But I think moving forward, I'm gonna continue that. I'm going to take the time to see first what I'm getting myself into, rather than just saying, okay, this is a good opportunity. But you know, going from something that you work so hard from, and the way that I portrayed it to be, you know, this beautiful art form, this symbolic, I don't know, like relevant and significant experience that we all face when it comes to being in limbo with somebody, you know, like that gray zone, or not knowing what you signify to somebody, just dating, relationships, like it was all combined. And the fact that I felt like I delivered, I was super excited. I was super jolly. Like I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I did not think I was gonna walk into this and being so high in the air, just with joy, like, oh, this is amazing. Like I'm able to deliver my art piece in such elegance. You know, like that's what it was. This is a piece that you want to have in your home with elegance and pride, and you're just like, this is beautiful. This is art. This is art. So for me to walk into this new environment with this, it wasn't really an expectation. It was just more of like, a bracket. I was really like, I'm in this bracket. I have showcased this piece in that level of elegancy. So I guess I did expect it to be portrayed that way and displayed that way. So when I walked in, I greeted my friend. She's so beautiful. And then I was like, okay, I'm really here. Like, okay, what's happening? Your art piece is over there. Like, huh? Where over there? Like, all the art is here. What do you mean it's over here? So when I saw my art, I'm gonna tell you this. I literally wanted to slap somebody. I looked at my beautiful canvas, and I was just like, oh, it makes no sense, Brody. It makes no sense. Who is in charge here? Like, I was going off. Let me take a sip, okay? Because we're gonna get crazy. We're gonna get crazy. I literally lost it. Inside my head, even though my composure was very, you know, classy, I was going off. I was going off because when you go from that work ethic to your canvas, your art piece, your work, your time, your effort being displayed somewhere behind coffee ingredients and next to a refrigerator, it just made it seem like it wasn't symbolic. That's really what it felt like when I saw it displayed like that. So I just been around art so much to where I go to art shows, I go to galleries, and I've always going from like Long Beach Museum to like Mocha and LACMA, Pasadena Art Night, like all those stuff, all those locations present each art piece with its foremost respect. Like everything is showcased so elegantly and so like admirational that for me to experience my work displayed with like a dust off, like you don't matter, it made me want to low-key get my canvas and break it and throw it in the trash, because it just didn't symbolize what I represented for that. So I never been part of an environment that doesn't equally represent artists' work like that. It was a surprise to me, because when I think about downtown LA, it's like that's the heart to LA basically. And when I think about galleries, I think about it being displayed like that. Like if you go to museums, everything has a space for you to engage with, encounter with, kind of take a closer look at it, read what it's about. So next topic, they give you a QR code. When you drop off the art, you go over all that details, your name, the title, the amount, the price amount, and where that works. We circled that, and I said, this is too small, it's not working. She said she was gonna fix it. Still was too small, you can't scan it, so there's no way of people contacting me in case they did want to purchase my art. So it made it even more hard for me to have my platform, to encounter those people, and not only that, but give them an opportunity to have a conversation about this piece. There's no opportunity from this at all. So that was another thing. This whole experience made it very difficult for me to socialize. And I'm a social person. People think I'm too friendly. You know, when I'm dating, they're like, you're too friendly. Like, no, I'm not. I just understand like people and how you could collaborate with someone and make something wonderful. Like that's all I think about. But it just made me not want to talk to anybody. Like, you got me so up. Like, I can't even talk to you about what I do, because the way it's displayed, you would take me as a joke. And I'm not a joke. I know what I'm doing. I found the person. I introduced myself. This is my art piece over here, right? She looked at it. She agreed with me. Like, I didn't even have to say much, and she kind of agreed with me. Like, she was like, yeah, that makes sense. She's like, let me move the whole like syrup, coffee syrup from being close to your art piece. At least I could do that for now. So she understood. I didn't get the solution I wanted at the moment, but I kind of understood that, because space is very limited, but it was just more of like, that was the last piece and you were just like, let's just put it here next to the coffee. It just was offensive, honestly, because people, like, I understand the flow of art, you know, the colors matching, and just, you get this feel, you get this, like, I get it. But the fact that you guys review all this art pieces, because you have to submit what your art looks like, obviously. If you didn't see it correlating to the art flow that you're trying to do for that month, why would you select my art piece? Like, I would rather get a decline or a denial than to have an art piece portrayed that way, because it just levels it up to a 0. So I want my piece to be a 10, but the way it's displayed is a 0. Like, if you will walk in there, you would think it's just part of the building. It's just part of a decoration thing. It's not even for sale. It's just there. It's just there. I have a stank attitude at this point. This woman comes up to me thinking I host this whole thing. I'm like, I don't. I'm looking at her like, I don't. Like, I'm trying to be nice though, because it's not her fault. I'm just in a bad mood. But anyway, we continue talking. She tells me, like, I always come to this art nights. It's not a bad location. I looked at her like, stop lying to me. Stop lying to me. Like, don't try to make me feel better. Like, it's not working. But she was like, no, I just gravitated to your piece. Like, I walked in and I just went straight to your piece. And she did, though. She did. She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying, because I saw her. But I was just like, and then she introduced me to her husband, and her husband does photography. And he semi told me, like, it's not that bad, but it's bad. He was just trying to make jokes about it. I see where you're going with it, but no. 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 Bottom point is, I didn't really showcase myself at this event. I didn't feel credible enough because how it was displayed. I didn't feel like bringing people to my art piece. Why would I bring someone next to a refrigerator? Why? It was just bad. I just didn't like it. And it was about to be 9 o'clock. They were about to have an after party. I said, you know what? Maybe the night will get better. So I decided to go over there. I'm wearing this. My maps were telling me that I had to walk like 5 minutes. It turned out to be like almost 20. Never found the spot. But I almost got kidnapped. I was looking really scared. This could get worse. And then I went to this spot in NoHo. It was just still not making me feel good. I had a few friends call me after they saw me going live and almost getting kidnapped just to check on me, which I love y'all. So that made it a little bit better. I kind of talked about it with a few friends, but it was just what it is. It's like I'm kind of torn in between two. Like, I can't beat myself for the fact that I took an opportunity and had the expectation that this, I guess, establishment ran art how everybody runs their art. You know, I didn't do as much as research as I should have before submitting my work. So that was a big takeaway. Research, which I usually always do, but it just seemed so gravitational. Like, it just seemed like I was supposed to do it. And when it comes to moments like that, I think those are the moments where, like, it brings you a little bit more closer to your spirituality, because you can't deny that it just feels good to do or take that option or take that offer or take that opportunity. Like, it just feels right. So I can't like water it down and make it seem like it wasn't meant to be an opportunity that I was assigned to be part of. It is, and it was. It just took me by surprise. I feel like God just keeps surprising me, like, and I just feel like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? But as a creator, I feel more comfortable calling myself that and titling myself as an artist. And now I just have this level of security and confidence, and I'm able to see my potential and my abilities to project my ideas, and you guys are able to see that through my craft, whether it's visually through video, whether it's obtainable with like materials or what's that called? Auditory? But you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm able to project it in so many different variables, like varieties. Like, I'm excited to see what's next. But that is the story of Downtown LA Art Night. And I hope you guys have a better experience if you think about submitting your art piece. It's all place and see. Like, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Welcome back. Today is Monday the 9th, part 2, the follow-up to the dilemma of Thursday night, how it was displayed, just the scenery, didn't approve of it. I just want to start off with saying, like, I am a very vocal person, and I love conversations in a sense of like finding a solution in the most respectable way. You know, I pride myself in my work and just my patience to understanding and just perspectives. Yes, I was upset and I was aggravated and I was disappointed, but I understand that there could be a solution, and I am willing to put the work in order to find that solution, whether it's having a conversation, whether it's emailing, whether it's stalking people. Like, I will stalk you because I want it to be fixed. I want it to be fixed. And if I know it could be resolvable, why not put in that effort? So that's what I did. I didn't want to have an over the phone conversation. I didn't want to do that. I wanted I wanted that person to understand, like, I'm serious about my work, and I just need that understanding moving forward, because I feel like your reputation and your name, especially once you start working with people and you start involving yourself in certain activities and events, you want to maintain that. I didn't come in here hostile or defensive or like trying to fight. No, I was just more hoping that there was a solution. So I was able to arrange an in-person meeting. I appreciate the fact that they took the time to hear me out. But the funny part is that I'm not the first artist that has complained about their art being displayed at that same location. So it just makes me kind of question whether that's not taken into consideration, or why is it not taken into consideration if I'm not the first person, you know, emphasizing this issue. But that's something different. That's on them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to relocate my art piece and set it somewhere where it's displayed to its value. But she did suggest that I either stick to the same art piece
or I bring a new art piece for next month. So that's okay with me. I'm okay for a redo. I'm okay for a re-over. Like, okay, that's fine. If that's the best solution that we have to this issue, then I'm okay to give it another try. And this time around, hopefully, it's placed in a better place, because there's still little gaps in between that it could not be displayed in the right place. Am I disappointed that the first time I didn't get it right? Yes, definitely, because I feel like I was this close to having a very great closure to this art piece, and I just feel like it's left still open. It's not fully closed. It's not fully reached its full potential. And I hate walking away leaving things like that, because I just feel like if something could have had a full on potential, but it was so close to being there, but you didn't achieve it, it's detrimental to me for just my mentality. Like, that's how I think. But I took this days off to just reflect on how I want to move forward with experiences like this, because I am an emotional person, and you'll be surprised to how much emotion it involves when you start becoming engaged in this. Like, being an artist is very emotional. Like, I didn't think it was going to be this emotional, but it's a lot of emotions. It's a lot. I'm glad that I have a therapist that I could talk to in regards to this, because I learned, like, I have attachment to outcome, and I do. So I learned that there's a borderline of your work and what you could control, and the end result, which you most likely don't have a control over, or you do to a certain degree, but not fully. And I'm learning that borderline of, okay, this is my work. I did do the videography, I did do the marketing, I did do the poetry, I did do all of that. I did it. I killed it. I should be proud of that. And that's where it stops. That's where the borderline stops. So now it's like, okay, now to figure out my next art piece. So for November, we have another piece coming in, another Thursday night. Hopefully it goes better.